You can use the Infer Schema node from the external data package in the Coalesce marketplace to determine and create the schema for files that have been loaded into Snowflake, such as CSV files that exist in a Snowflake stage. To begin, you will need to load the file or files you want to infer the schema for into a Snowflake stage. Within this process, you will need to create a file format with a few different parameters. The first is the file type, and for this demo, we'll use CSV. Then, we'll state the characters for field optionally enclosed by and field delimited by, although not necessary. Finally, and most importantly, you need to use the parse header argument and set the value to true. Once you have set up the file format using these settings, you can create the stage and now have access to all of the files specified in the URL file path. In this case, I have one CSV file called call transcripts. With the stage created, we can go into Coalesce and easily infer the schema for any of the files in the stage. To do this, we will first need a storage location that has a storage mapping that is associated with the database and schema of where the stage was created. We can see here that I created the stage within the PC Coalesce DB database and calls schema. I have set up a storage location and mapping which point to this database and schema called calls. Next, I need to gather my stage name, file format name, and the names of the file or files I want to infer the schema for. Once I have this information, I can simply infer the schema of any file. With the external data package installed from the Coalesce marketplace, I can click the plus button in the upper left-hand corner of the screen and navigate to Add Node, find my external data package, and select Infer Schema. Coalesce will open the node, and on the right-hand side of the screen, I can open the source data configuration. We will need to pass through some values to the required fields. First, we need to supply the stage storage location, which is pointing at the database and schema of where the stage was created. In this case, calls. Then, I'll supply the stage name, and file format. I can also adjust the redeployment options of how I want the behavior of this node to run in the future. Once I've done this, I can create and run the node, and Coalesce will automatically infer the schema of the file. From here, I can use this object that now exists in Snowflake with my schema to load data into the object, which I can easily do using a copy into node or other process using Coalesce. I can also rename the node and run it. For more information on using the Infer Schema node, check out the documentation for the external data package on the Coalesce marketplace.